All right. We are live. We are live. Hopefully everything is good. I got a new internet setup. Hopefully that is going well. I don't have any issues. I actually had the internet kind of wired a little different, so hopefully the audio sounds good. Let's hear it. Let's see. Okay, is the audio okay? Hold on. Am I sounding crazy? Okay, is the audio okay? Hold on. Am I sounding crazy? Okay, now it sounds like it's good to go. Sound like we're good to go. Okay, now it sounds like it's good to go. All right, sounds like we're good to go because I'll tell you what I did in a little bit about my internet connection. We'll talk about all that. We're going to talk about all type of gaming topics today because there's a lot, not much going on, but there's a lot to talk about at the same time. So I am going to just make sure everything is good. We're going to get this out to the airwaves, let people know what we're doing over here, and I think I got everything up and running. Last time I did this, I think it was like the audio was kind of off, so I had to use my tablet, which the tablet works fine. But I needed to get some type of solid internet connection on my PC because if I want to live stream like games, if I want to live stream just like talking like this, or if I just want to have a good connection where I can upload stuff as fast as possible, Wi-Fi just is not going to cut it. So I mean, the Wi-Fi was doing good for actually watching stuff and all this other stuff, but the Wi-Fi, it's never a good idea to go and do Wi-Fi on when you have a setup, when you want to game, when you want to do all this other stuff. So at the end of the day, I had to do something different. So we'll talk about that in a second. And oh man, that sounds great. Sounds so much better. Okay, so I'm hearing myself on the opposite end. It sounds so good, and I'm glad that this is working. So this tells me that we are good to go. Sound like we are good to rock and roll. The stream is not going haywire. The stream is healthy. I don't see anything that's telling me that the status is wonky. When I got the setup, I was really nervous about it because it was still kind of like in a Wi-Fi mode. And what I did was I was like, you know what? I'm going to hardwire this and I'm gonna find a way to do it. Now, I don't know if you see this. Um, I have is right above the Sonic right there. That thing right there is basically a node. Now I'll talk about what it is in a second. I'll give you the name of it and all. And what it does is it connects to my modem wirelessly from downstairs, but it has enough power to run, through a hardwire connection. So that white this white cord you seen is coming from that thing and it's going all the way through and it's coming up to the PC. Now, what I try to do is take that same device and bring it over here, but I wanted to be honestly, I wanted to be as close as possible to my Wi-Fi connection, which is way down there downstairs. So I wanted to get it over there, and they also say keep it away from other electronics. So there's no electronics over there. So as of right now, from what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing, it looks like we are good to go. Yeah, I'm hearing myself in my earpiece right here. And yeah, we are awesome. We are absolutely awesome. I'm going to post this up on X so people can know what we're doing over here. And what I want to do is just talk about all type of things that's going on in the gaming industry, give my thoughts and opinions on certain things. Also, give a little bit of insight of what I'm doing when it comes to actually gaming, because this weekend it's still been a pretty much a busy weekend because I'm still moving stuff from one place to the next. You can tell I moved some more stuff that was over here and I expanded it. If you see my last live stream, I put some more stuff up there. Once I get everything together, I will do a complete tour of this room. Once I get the rug down here, I'm gonna get me a couch right here. I got another bookshelf I want to put over there for my retro stuff, the stuff that's not in DVD cases, stuff that are cartridge based. I'm gonna put those over there. So all that stuff is gonna be up and running. But we're gonna talk about a few things going on in the gaming world. I'll probably add some websites up here. I'll probably put some stuff on the screen so we can actually talk and have a pretty good stream. I plan on being on here probably about an hour and a half, maybe around 11:30. I'll probably bounce up out of here after this, and definitely going to try to make the most of the next hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, depends on how things going. I know one thing I do need. I'm going to need me something to drink, so I may take a minute to go get something. Not right now. I'm good right now, but I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't bring nothing to drink up here, because I am going to need something to drink as we talk about certain topics. Let's see. So in the gaming world right now, everything is actually pretty solid. Nothing crazy is going on. I do know that some people are actually going after Steam because of the ratings mechanism, where people actually get to talk and actually give their opinions on certain games. And a lot of companies, like, let's say for instance, some of these gaming companies don't like the fact that a lot of people could really speak their mind, and they kind of want to stay away from that type of stuff because they want nothing but positivity. I mean, that's just how it is. A lot of they just want a lot of positivity when it comes to their games, but a lot of this stuff nowadays is just not being presented in the best fashion. A lot of games have a lot of problems. Some games have some issues, and there's a lot of people actually having some issues with the actual Steam client when it comes to feedback. And I think feedback is the best thing that you can have when it comes to when it comes to games. I don't understand why some companies, or like now I think it got to the legislator where they don't want to have this type of situation where people can actually speak their minds about certain topics. I mean, I just don't get it. It's just it's, to me, I feel like at the end of the day, if you do have a good product, you wouldn't have to worry about this type of stuff. Yes, people do review bomb. People really do crazy things with certain with certain games because they don't like certain mechanics or whatever. But that's another thing that you're gonna have to try to. I will say, for instance, try to alleviate it just by putting out a good game, giving good feedback, and trying your best to make sure the customer or your gamers are satisfied. I think that's one thing that a lot of companies, don't really try to do. And for instance, let's see, Steam do try to look out for gamers when it comes to certain games like early access, for instance, when it comes to all these other things where they give you a warning if early access games have not been updated, or if you had a situation where you had let's say for instance a game that shows a bunch of ads. They try to get away from that type of stuff, and that's a really good thing. That's a really good thing for consumers, because we need to know about stuff when things aren't necessarily going right, and I like that type of stuff. When it comes to like the console side of things, it's not much to really talk about when it comes to consoles. I do feel like at the end of the day, I think we talked about this in the other topic when we talked about memorable games. You really just have to find the games that work out for you. And that's just not with consoles. That's with games in general, because everybody's trying to look for that big budget, AAA, awesome game that gives them this great experience. But sometimes some games that give you great experiences are just games that function really well. I mean, I didn't finish the game because I honestly found a little bit, it kind of got a little bit uninteresting after a while. But Another Crab's Treasure was a really good game to start out, but it lost my interest. I don't know why. It just lost my interest after a while. And the story for him trying to get, pay off this debt, which is, I mean, I don't have no problem with the game. It's just, for me, I lose interest out of those type of games after a while if it's not constantly, in my opinion, moving in the right direction. There's some levels in that game which I love the mechanics, I love the way it plays, but I do feel like it gets a little boring after a while. And I was like, okay, I kind of made it out of the first part of the game, and once I got into the second part, it kind of dragged a little bit. Now I could be wrong, but I have a short attention span when it comes to like story driven games. I've been like that a long something that has to keep me interested, for it just has to keep me interested for a long period of time. Like when I was growing up, I used to play like all these games back in the day, but they always kept me engaged. I always felt like I was, playing a great game. Nowadays, some games are so story driven. It's like I kind of don't care about the story in a lot of games. I just like, for instance, the story has to be, to me, the story has to be secondary. The story can't be the front part of the game. It just can't. When you have a game that's just, all story based, it kind of diminishes what we are doing, when we're playing the game. Because I could watch a movie. One thing I like about, and there's exceptions to the rule. You look at The Last of Us 1 and 2. Don't get me wrong. The Last of Us was actually a phenomenal game because the mechanics, the gameplay was, in my opinion, it was just capturing in that aspect. The story was just, it was just a good story on top of it. So those type of games, and it was really good. Now, a game is good. Like for my wife, for example, my wife was like glued to this game and she wanted me to play it and finish it. And I was able to. Me and her sat on the couch and we played through that entire game. Even once Left Behind came out, a little bit of backstory of that. When Last of Us Left Behind came out, what's going on, Kenneth Mullen, man? Good to see you, bro. Hopefully everything is good, man. I got my internet set up and a little bit. I'll talk about that a little bit later. I got it set up to be absolutely perfect. It's working well now. I'll talk about that in a second. The thing about Left Behind, at the time I had a modded PS3, and I guess we'll talk about the story of the modded PS3 in a little bit as well. But I had a modded PS3 that I bought from somebody down here in I think it was like in Douglasville, Georgia. Now at the time I was living in Stone Mountain. I don't live in Stone Mountain anymore, but at the time I was living in Stone Mountain. And when I got it, I already bought The Last of Us already on my regular PS3, but Left Behind was not out yet. So my wife was like so into this game. Once we finished it, she wanted more of the game. So when Left Behind came out, if you have a modded PS3, you would know that you can get things early. You can go through Multi-Man, you can go to Iris Man. I don't have my modded PS3 anymore, but at the time when I had it, it was a phenomenal device. So I was able to get all of those early release games probably almost 2 weeks early. So this was a DLC that was already out, and we was able to play it and finish it before the game even was released, before the DLC was released. And those type of games has to keep me on edge to want to constantly play. And Last of Us was one of them. Gears of War is another one. I think Gears of War, you can go back and play any of the Gears of War 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I ain't gonna say 4 and 5 because those are more next gen, and they're still not bad. Don't get me wrong. But when you play like the first three, I think the first three hold up very well. Very well. I mean, the mechanics, the shooting, the movement, I think they'll hold up very well. And this is one of the reasons why that Warhammer game that just came out was really good, because a lot of people compared it to Gears of War. What was another game? Uncharted, Tomb Raider. A lot of third-person shooters, to me, really keep me on edge, and I love playing third-person shooters. And I think that's something that I feel like that's something that need to be in the forefront going forward. If not, I mean, a lot of games still try to do it, but I think a lot of games just don't keep up with the action like they used to. That's why a lot of remakes are out. It's just they don't make new IPs that keep up with the action that will actually keep you engaged and want to keep going. A lot of games now are trying to be story based. They drive a message and all this other stuff behind it, and it just does not, in my opinion, it doesn't work out in the long run. Now, let me get to the story of the PlayStation 3, the modded one that I bought, because I'm not the type of person to really like the mod consoles. I'm not that tech savvy. I could be if I really put my mind to it, because I did mod my Wii. I did mod my PlayStation 2. You can mod a Super Nintendo. That's not hard to mod a Super Nintendo to play Super Famicom games. That's not hard. What else? Yeah, those are the only ones I know that I modded. But all the other ones, my original Xbox. What else? Do I have anything else down here? No, that's pretty much it. My original Xbox. What you need, son? You good? You all right? You gonna sit down? All right. Yeah, I bought that from the other house. All right, sit over there a little bit because you ain't got you got on clothes, but you ain't got on enough. Go over this way, son. All right, you perfect, perfect, perfect. I just if you had on all your clothes, that'd be cool, but you ain't got on enough. But anyway, what I was about to say, yeah. So I'm not really that savvy when it goes to like the technical side of actually modding. Like you got to do wiring or you got to do this, that, and third. Because yeah, I don't want. I'll mess up a console, but if it just involves putting a USB stick in or something, I'm good. So the PS3, the mod one at the time was not easy, and I wanted one because I thought that the PS3 was just awesome, and I saw where you can get all of these games on the like through Multiman, and I ended up buying it from a guy that I guess he just didn't want it anymore. He modded it himself. He had this website that you can go to. I can't even remember the website no more, but it was like a dark web website where you can download games, and some people did phenomenal stuff with that. So all the games was already on it, and he just taught me how to install games on it. And this was a fat PS3 that did PS2, PS1, and PS3 games. And but the only catch to it, he did not know how to make it work where you can do backwards compatible, backwards compatible games that were region locked. Like you couldn't put Japanese games, Japanese PS1, Japanese PS2 games in. So eventually I learned how to do that through a USB exploit. But you know, when I went to go get it, my wife was terrified. I mean, she was like, what's going on here? Why are you going to meet somebody to buy something that we don't know who it is? And mind you, we were leaving Stone Mountain, Georgia, which is on one side of Atlanta, and we was going near Douglasville, which is on the other side of Atlanta. So we were like, and we never been on that side of town before, as far as I can remember. Not like that anyway. So this was like 8, 9 o'clock at night, and my wife was like, Facebook. She would go on Facebook with her friends, telling something happened to us. This is what's going on. And this was before Facebook actually, you can actually tag your location on Facebook. That wasn't on Facebook yet. So she was extremely nervous. And I was like, no, we good. We're gonna meet at this, we're gonna meet in a parking lot at this grocery store. The grocery store still open. We good, we Gucci, we good. And come to find out, when I got there, my wife would not get out the car. Rightfully so. But his wife was there too, and his wife would not get out the car, and we were just standing there and we were just talking for a little bit. And I guess after like 30 seconds or a minute of talking, they finally get out the car and they start meeting each other, and then they started talking or whatever. And it was like how nervous they were because they didn't know us, we didn't know them. But now on top of that, this is something I don't recommend doing anymore either. We actually was talking for a good little bit, and he didn't have the PS3 on him. So I was like, okay, cool. It was like the PS3 is at his house. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. Now we ain't doing this. And the wife was like, and it was my wife, it was his wife, and my wife actually kind of like calming us down, calming me down, because I was like, nah, well, I'm not good with that. But the husband was like, we good. And after that little exchange for about a good, I'll say about 20 minutes, it was like, no, don't worry about it. We straight. My mom lives there. Like his mom was living with him and his wife. It's like, we good, man. We good. I just want to show you that it works or whatever. And I thought about it. I said a prayer, and we went over there. And I mean, these were some of the nicest people. I mean, these guys were absolutely awesome. They were really cool. And I don't recommend ever doing this again. I would never do this again. But at the time, the power of women, man, after my wife and his wife was talking, they kind of they built a little small rapport, and I guess they kind of felt the vibe that everything was good. So the husband was like, yeah, I want to show you, and I don't want you to feel this way or whatever. But we end up going over there. I end up getting the modded PS3. I can't remember how much I paid. I think at the time I probably paid no more than about $100 or whatever. Took it home, got back, hooked it up, and my wife thought it was the coolest thing in the world when we got it hooked up, because he didn't tell us this, but the fact that we had not only PS3 games on it, he had put NES, some Super Nintendo games on it. There was some Genesis games. I think it just went up to Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Genesis. Or it was Nintendo and Super Nintendo. I can't remember. I don't think it was Genesis game, but I know it was Dr. Mario was on it. And my wife was in love playing Dr. Mario with that. Even though it was a PlayStation 3 controller, she played Dr. Mario to the heart's content. Now, on top of that, I managed to put some arcade titles on it, some shoot 'em up. I was able to put some really cool games on it, and it turned out to be a phenomenal device until basically it's a fat PS3, and it started getting really hot. It started to get overheated, and it basically just clunked out on me. I still have it, but it's at that house. I'm going to just give it away for parts, because it's just, I mean, I'm pretty sure somebody could use it, but it was a pretty cool thing to have at the time, just to have had the whole situation where that PS3 did everything. It did Nintendo, Super Nintendo, it did arcade titles. I put NBA Jam Tournament Edition on it, even though it didn't run the best, because it only had it didn't have that much RAM, but it was a PS3. It ran okay, but it had a little hitches here and there. But I guess once you get MAME on it, it only could go but so far. And it was cool. I managed to get it working backwards compatible. I managed to do backwards compatible with Japan titles. So I managed to get it to do all this other stuff, and it turned out to be a great device. But that was the history of the backwards compatible PS3. That was actually pretty cool. But at the end of the day, I don't think we're going to get stuff like that anymore, man. Maybe now, I mean, the PS5, people are trying to jailbreak that. People have already jailbroken the PS4, and that's something that's like a new thing that people are going to want to do. People are trying to get PT back on their device, because PT was a big thing, and people are just really want to jailbreak their systems. Now, at the end of the day, I'm not really a big fan of jailbreaking consoles anymore. I know there's a lot of stuff going on out there with some YouTube channels actually talk about that, and I don't have an issue with it, but I do feel like that the main thing that I want out of a console right now, I just want all the consoles to be jailbroken. Not jailbroken. I said that. I just want them to be region free. I want all my consoles to be region free. I want my Wii, my that's not region lock. I mean, that's not region free. My GameCube's not region free. The Saturn is pretty easy to make region free, as well as the Dreamcast. Not worried about that. My N64 is not region free. My Super Nintendo is. The Genesis isn't. And I'm not worried too much about the NES, because I have an AVS, which you can see the AVS right here. This little red box right here. Where my arm at? Right there. You can see that works with Japanese Famicom games or NES games, so it's not that big of a deal to have that. But I do really wish that was never a thing. It's kind of weird, but it is what it is. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about is a PGA Tour 2K25. I haven't bought the game yet, but I've seen some people talk about it already. I'm probably going to end up getting it because I love golf games, but I don't believe that the game will be any better than the EA Sports iteration of the game. EA Sports PGA Tour is absolutely phenomenal. And I've heard some people talk about PGA Tour 2K25. It says that it's absolutely better than 2K23, but it's not as good as the EA Sports game, which I can understand why they would say that. I can understand why they say that. I mean, it's totally understandable. So at the end of the day, I feel like it's still a good alternative, but what EA Sports did with the PGA Tour game is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely, it's one of the best sports titles that I played in a very long time, and I'm actually surprised that it came from EA, because EA has not had a great track record with sports titles. They just haven't. So it's just something that, all right, so they got one right, and I'm really looking forward to go back and play some more of it. At the end of the day, actually, speaking of that, shout out to one of my subscribers, to Modicus. He told me to buy Rogue Flight, and I ended up buying it. I haven't played it yet. I will play it once I get off this live. I'm going to play it, see what it's hitting on, because I am a big Star Fox fan, and I think that's something that I really want to get into. And so with that being said, I'm definitely going to jump on that sometime tonight. I haven't played it yet or anything like that, but that is something I want to get into. Another thing I want to talk about as well is PC gaming. Is it viable to get into PC gaming? Because there's a lot of, let's say, for instance, PC parts, not necessarily the parts, but the graphics cards are really expensive. Let's look at this. I'm gonna see if I can pull this up. Okay, this is Tom's Hardware. Oh, that's odds of January. Let's see. I'm trying to find out. Where should I go? Should I go to Amazon? I don't think Amazon is a good place to look for prices. I'm gonna go to Micro Center. I'm gonna go to Micro Center and just look at some of the prices. The Micro Center is one of the best places to go to buy PC games or PC parts. I love them. I love them. I built my PC off of that. So let's see. Let's see. Share screen. Yeah, this one right here. All right, can y'all see that? Let's see. All right, that's a little bit too big. All right, that's probably good right there. All right, so let's look at this real quick, where we're looking at these are 4,000 series. They don't have any 5,000 series on here, so that's interesting. All right, so let's look at the 4,000 series, because I'm gonna find some 5,000 series. So let's see. These actually aren't bad prices for the 4060. 349, 459 for a 460 Ti. Hey, these are actually not a bad price for 4060. And I would say, like, honestly, right now, if you get a 4060 or 4070, you might be good to go. Because a lot of these games aren't necessarily, a lot of these games aren't really taking advantage of what they can do. There's one right here for 470. 470 is 64, 640, 499. It's not bad at all for 4070 Super. That's not bad. So they don't, let me see. So they don't have anything on here with the 50 cards. Because even the AMD stuff, is still around the 7900. Now the 7900 is up there. That's up there. Let's see. Yeah, 929 for the XTX. This is probably like one of the best graphics cards you can get right now. 899, 719 for the XT. Okay, that's not too bad. I think right now the sweet spot, honestly, I think the sweet spot right now is probably like a 66. No, well, the 6600 isn't bad at all. For 189, that is an excellent price for that. I would say maybe the 7600, 7700. You know, this is probably like the sweet spot right here. You'd actually get a really good card for under $400, under $300 in some cases. So that's not bad. But a lot of people want that 5900, man. A lot of people want that 5900. A lot of people want the 5900, you know, and that's the thing. Let's see, 50, not the 50. Yeah, is it 5900? What is it? Yeah, here we go. 5,000. Is it 5,900? Oh, I'm sorry. I said 59, 5090. Boy, I'm way off. All right, let's see. All right, let's see. Where can I find these? There's a price guide here on PC Games In. Okay, here's a PC outlet. No, they're not talking about nothing. All right. Where can I don't know. I don't know. Well, let's see. I'm going back to Micro Center, see if they have any. They're probably sold out. Yeah, they just telling you about them. They don't have anything priced on Micro Center. Check availability. All right, here we go. Let's look at this. Can y'all see that? If not, we're gonna blow that up just a little bit. Is that too? Yeah, that's a little bit too high. Let's see. All right, that should work. Yeah, that's good right there. Look at this: $3,000 for a 5090 Tough Gaming, $2,699, $2,000. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I get it, but I'm not paying this much for I'm not paying this much for a graphics card. I'm just not. And you call me broke, call me whatever you want. Hell yeah, all right, I'm broke. It is what it is. But yeah, this is I ain't gonna say this is too much in general, but I'm not gonna pay this much. So a lot of these are, I guess these are still in. So a lot of us say buy in store. So some of them are still. I don't think these are available. If they are, I'll be surprised. Let me go back. Let me see. Let's see what the 5080 looking like. 1484. Okay, I can see this. I can see the pricing for this. You know, I can see being around this for a gaming a graphics card. I can see this. This is probably like the most I will probably spend on a graphics card. 1,500 is probably my limit. Yeah, 1,500 is probably my limit. Now, this is the entire build with what's in here. Oh, that's not bad. If you don't want to build a PC, this is not bad at all. 3,000 for 4,900 KF. I don't like that CPU too much, but I mean, I don't like that CPU too much, but this is not bad. It's another one with a 9800 3D. This is okay. This is not bad either. Matter of fact, that's not bad either. Matter of fact, this one is probably the better one to get. Wow. Okay. Here's another one right here. 7800 3DX X3D with the 5080. Yeah, those are not bad for a build. And for 5080, these prices aren't that bad. I don't see nothing wrong with the 5080 being a price. A lot of people saying the 5070 Ti is like 1,000. Yeah, this one here is 750, which is that's a steal. If you can find it, that's a steal. $24.99 for a 50. You might always go ahead and get the 5080 and pay the extra, a little bit extra money for the 5080. In my opinion, it's still not bad though. Yeah, that's not bad. But a lot of people are saying don't buy anything. I've seen this on other YouTube channels. They say don't buy don't buy any of these graphics cards. It's not worth it right now. And I don't know. It's up to you at the end of the day. If you were to me personally, I couldn't see myself buying a 5090 right now. I'll wait if I was to get one, but I think some of those builds for 3,000, you got a whole build right there for 3,000, and these 5090s are $3,000. So getting a whole build for 3,000, I think that's a pretty good look. That's a pretty good look. But they got a lot of supply issues as well. We can look at this right here. We'll talk about this for a second. If all these ads don't pop up, hopefully I don't want to be dealing with a bunch of ads. Yeah, you can see this right here. NVIDIA's 5,000 GPUs continue to face severe supply issues, with the RTX 5070 reported being even worse than in stock than the 580. So we just looked at one thing where they said they had them available at Micro Center, but I'm pretty sure get out of here. That they're saying that this is going to be even worse to define. 5,000 series launches have come more memorable, all for the wrong reasons. Stock shortages continue to cause chaos for the 5090 and 5080, even in the 5070 Ti. If you consider buying a 5070 Ti, now that these graphics cards have just been released, you've doubtless noticed a scramble for stock, and the GPUs are selling out across the board. Yeah, at that price point, if you're going to get one of these 5070 Ti's, we just showed they're like between $750 and $1,000. That's actually not a bad look to buy that particular one. Notice that Tweaktown, according to sources to Moore's Law, a reputable leaker is dead. Moore's Law is dead. A reputable leaker on YouTube that is the 57 is more troublesome. U.S. retailers claim that there are fewer than 10 units in stock on launch day, hitting a severe supply shortage. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's insane. But I'm not necessarily surprised, because I mean, at the end of the day, this is what you're dealing with. You're dealing with, a supply shortage of some stuff, and especially with computer chips or whatever the case may be. And with this 5070 Ti being as low as 749, that's going to sell out like crazy. I mean, some people are already buying the other two, the 5080 and the 5090. So, it is what it is. There's also saying that the 5060 is going to be being released at some point. How is that going to be affected? Is that going to be a shortage as well? I don't know. But when you look at the graphics card scene, your best bet right now may be to just jump over to AMD, which a lot of people don't necessarily want to. I like AMD. I have an AMD build right here, and this thing has been absolutely phenomenal from day one. I mean, mine is a little bit dated, a little bit behind the times, probably like a few generations behind, because the 9000 series is supposed to be coming out. I still have a 5700 XT in my build, and it works just fine. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. So, but that just goes back to saying, like, a lot of these games aren't keeping up with what's going on here. A lot of games aren't demanding enough to get out of the 6600s, let alone, these other cards. You get you a 7900 XT, or you get you a 4080, you're probably good for the next 3 or 4, maybe 5, 6, 7 years. I don't see games getting to the point where they're going to be that demanding, but that's just me. I mean, I don't know. That's why I haven't been really rushing to build another PC like I thought I was going to be. I told myself, like, look, I'm going to go build another PC, and have this one as a streaming PC. But at the end of the day, I don't have a reason to buy one or build one. So I've been holding off. I'm probably going to wait until maybe the end of the year to build the next one. That's probably be like the next time I'll probably build one. The 9000 series is going to be available in March. Probably by then we're going to have a price drop on like the 7900 series or the 7000 series of graphics card when it comes to AMD, and I'll probably just end up building a 7000 series build, and probably get like the 7800 or the 9800 X3D and just keep it at that for right now. And that will probably hold me over for another 3, 4, 5, I don't know, maybe 10 years, because I don't see any games picking up where what these games could do. I just don't see it. I got this 5700 XT and games still run just fine on this. So I'm not really looking into a situation where I'm going to actually be worrying about the demands of PC gaming. And on top of that, if it does get that bad and I really don't want to build a PC, I'll build a pre-built, or I'll just play on my consoles, man. I mean, that, at the end of the day, that's basically where I look at it, how I look at it right now. So I don't know. I just think the PC gaming market is actually a good market to get into right now, but you just have to be mindful of what you buy, man, because some of the stuff just really like not in stock. At the end of the day, they're just not in stock. And if you want the best and the brightest, or the best in the most performance stuff, the highest performance stuff, you probably just gonna have to find a way to get it or through a backdoor mean where you find somebody who can hook you up, because it's so scarce. And when they are available, hopefully you just got your money right, because some of this stuff is like pretty much expensive as hell. It is what it is. But let's see if there's anything else I want to jump on before I get out of here. I don't know. There's nothing else really going on in the world of gaming outside of what I just talked about for the past 40 minutes. I don't see anything. I just think at the end of the day, I'm really looking forward to jumping on this new game that I bought. I think this is going to be a pretty cool game that I could jump on, and I'm actually going to get on it once I get off this stream. Game called Rogue Flight. I was recommended to pick that up, and definitely going to jump on that as well. And that just goes back, like I was saying earlier this week, about these AA in indie games. A lot of these games nowadays are absolutely phenomenal. You just got to find them. Like, I found these games that I'm talking about through word of mouth, and I'm actually, going to enjoy them. Kenneth Mullen, he recommended a game to me as well that I put on my wish list through Steam. Let's see if I can pull that up real quick, if it's not too much to ask. Not you. Let me see if I can pull up my wish list. See if I can remember what I can't remember the game that he told me about, but I put it on my wish list when I saw it. When he told me about it, I put it on my wish list. Not that. And that's another thing I need to download. I need to download Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. That's the game that is out right now. I need to jump on. What's going on, Antonio? How you doing, sir? Hopefully everything is going good on your end. Spiritmancer, that's what it is. I haven't bought this yet. Can I share the screen? I guess I can share the window, huh? Yeah. Yeah, this is the game right here. I'm gonna try to get into this game as well. And that's gonna be the next game I'm gonna jump on as well. They got got some pretty decent DLC over here, soundtrack, card sets. So this looks good. It's probably something that I'm going to get into as well. So that's pretty much the thing that I'm going to be doing. It's glad to know that you're doing good, man. It's good to know that everything's going on with you. Everything's going on with me. I finally got the internet up. That's one thing I can talk about before I get out of here. How I got the internet up and running up here, and it is going great. Stream health looks good. Everybody that came through so far can say that they said I sound great. I checked it myself. I sound great, and I got it hardwired. So what I did was I bought two of these devices right here. I bought two of these devices. One is downstairs. The other one, if you can look, it's like right above Sonic's head, right above Sonic head, right there. And you see that little white thing that's right there? That's what this is. This is the second one I bought. One downstairs hooked up to the modem. The second one is upstairs like this. And if you see the little white cord right there, that's hooked up into my PC down here. And now I am hardwired into here. And I don't have any issue with this setup. This is a great investment if you have a really big house, or if you don't have enough room for Wi-Fi. You don't have enough room, you have too much room and you can't connect, via Wi-Fi very well, and you want to be hardwired. Get a couple of these, hook it up, and bam, this has been going great. My internet status has been absolutely great. I am actually averaging almost 300 up and probably like another 75 down or something like that. And I'm looking at it right now. I'm up at like 304 up. I mean, this is just great. It's just like how it was when I was at the other house. And this is working for me. It's absolutely working for me. And this is, all right, let's see. I don't know if y'all be able to see this, but it doesn't show any crazy information or anything. So that's good. So I don't want to be showing all my information. But before this, I was doing like 7 up, or I was doing like 3 down, 25 up, 6 down. And that was all through Wi-Fi. And Wi-Fi is just not it, man. It's just not it. But when you see now, I'm 317 up, and I don't know if you can see that. Okay, it just went away. Never mind. So it said 21 down, but you can see it right there. It's like 351, 359. I'm doing a test right now. And this is just this is much better than what I was doing before. I was lucky to get anywhere between 50 up, man. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad, but now I'm in a situation where I can do a little bit better now. So right now it's at 22 down, which is more than enough. So, yeah. So that worked out great. Everything is good on my end. Right now, I'm looking at it now. It says my stream is healthy over here, but StreamYard is saying that the connection is unstable. Yeah, I don't know what to make of that. But at the end of the day, it says it's doing good. It says it's doing good. I'll take everything else at its word over StreamYard right now. But maybe it did that because I was doing a speed test at the same time because it went away now. But so with that being said, I'm going to have much better streams. I will be able to live stream games again, and I can hook all that stuff up through my I can hook all that up stuff through my capture card now. I probably won't be playing from. I'll probably be playing from this device right here, which is my other monitor, where I can do everything like I did before. And that's how everything is going to go, since everything is good to go now. It looks like everything is absolutely awesome, and I actually got that together. So this is a good thing. At the end of the day, I'm getting close to an hour. I don't have much else to talk about. I'm probably going to close it out there. I'll probably be back live again tomorrow. I do have a little bit more stuff to do. Bring some more things over from the old house to this house. I am in the process of doing that, as well as a few other things that I may have to do throughout the day. But I do plan on coming back. We'll talk a little bit more tomorrow. It depends on how things go. I may even stream this game that I was talking about. I may even stream the game. Depends on how well, I like it so far. And trying to see what's the name of the game again. Oh yeah, tripping. Rogue Flight. Depends on how well it is. I'll probably stream that as well. Just depends on how things go throughout the day. So hopefully you guys have a fantastic evening. It is 10 o'clock, going close to an hour. I don't have much else to say. And we talked about a lot here. Thanks for Kenneth Mullen. Appreciate you coming through. Thanks for Antonio for coming through. I really appreciate y'all. I am out of here. I will see y'all on the next one. Y'all guys take it easy. Y'all be blessed. I'm out. Peace.